I want to talk about the workday. So, yesterday, honestly, it was amazing. Not because of they had no clouds in the sky and it was just, well, they had clouds in the sky and it was just sunny blue skies. Um, or because I done, yeah, it did help that I done all of my work. But the biggest thing was inside of me. I focused strictly on how I'm, the attitudes I was created with, and holding on to them and holding on to the truth. Even when a company called me and they were ready, they started to interview me right away. And it came to find out that they wasn't really looking for a remote position. It was all in office, and I still had the beautiful attitudes. And my biggest thing on this journey, and even before this journey of life, I seen myself only with snappy, stink attitudes. And when I came to life, my biggest thing was, that is not acceptable here. And so I just, it, it's been super important for me to always stay in who I am. Last day one, I was reminded of a song that Abba made, and it was, "You shall find my image." And the song goes, "You shall find my image of the Lord God within you." And that told me so many words in one sentence. And it simply all goes down to, I've always looked outside of myself to find the image, or to clarify that I'm being the image. And the whole time, the whole time I was supposed to be the image. I was supposed to know that image. I was supposed to affirm, confirm, declare that image, that, and I'm going to go deeper, likeness within me. I'm supposed to be those things. And what I mean by that, I didn't look at like nature or anything. Well, yeah, you can say that, because whenever I would get into these situations that I didn't like, I would start to try to find something in creation, whether it was through a person's smile, or if something about the weather was amazing, or something about the house. And creation's like, I'm waiting on you. Tell me how you want me to be. Like, and it clicked for me, like, I have to use the power of choice to decide every single time to stay in that image and likeness. And so that has been my focus the whole day when I'm working, and I can say the whole week. It's been a real week, but you know what? It's priceless, and I'm grateful for it. And so, on top of that, having conversations. Beautiful Fire had such a beautiful message for herself and led towards me. And it was, what are you doing? Go out there and be strong and courageous. Well, go do your job. And so I reflected on the past weeks, that I've been on this journey. And I would always say, like, God, bring this person to me. Right? I did that. And I'm talking about just this time period, these last 3 months. And so I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. It clicked for me. You're asking for God to set up this opportunity. Okay. I'm not saying that it would go back void at all. I'm sure there were people waiting for me. But what I was counting on was God talking to them and them just coming to me, or creation just talking to them to just start talking to me. And it's like, no, that's cowardly. Go speak. And that's what I done yesterday. I went speak. I went start having conversation, and not to have these conversations to, you know, have an, how do, if I'm about to create a word, ingenuine approach. No, really have these conversations, really be engaged. And so that's what I've done. And so I didn't, in the past, if I didn't have anybody come into the page or go in Abba, I would say, oh, that conversation was wasted. No, the lady I just spoke to yesterday, she gave me a bunch of resources like books I can go look at for God strengthen, and we talked about it. It was just a really great conversation. And it was like you can't just have the Lord's side. You have to bring in the God side. Like, you have to. That's what most people are really attracted to or seeking for. Like, literally. And there are people that's attracted, to the Lord's side. And you know what to do with them. But don't separate them. Bring both. And that's what I done. I loved on her, but we told her the truth. Like, she was asking about books, and I was like, yeah, we read every evening to him 1 hour or more or less, like, but we always read to him. And so she's like, what do you guys read? And she's like a more mature in age lady, and I'm like, we read, what did I say? I didn't actually answer. God strengthened answered, and he was like, we read the standard of God. And she was like, oh. And we just kept, like, she kept asking, we just told her what we would do. And she wasn't really wanting that, and that's okay. But we had a really great conversation, and I didn't feel like I left and didn't gain anything. No, that's not true. That's not true at all. And so, even like going into another conversation that I had, I just let him know, like, hey, it is available. It is possible. It just let me know if you ever want to get out of it. And I pray for those people. I did. I done my job. I done my job as much. I loved on them as much as they allowed me to. But at the end of the day, I prayed. And so it goes into my next conversation that I had, which was a past agreement to take care of me. And it was a family member. It was a really close family member. And I had to let them know, the first step of removing these agreements is communicating. And so I communicated. And so they didn't really grasp it at first, because right away they started to claim that I was theirs. And I had to let them know, like, no, I'm not. And to keep it in context, it was a very sweet person, okay? So it wasn't like they were just trying to claim me like, yeah, I'm a lord over you. No, it wasn't like, Paz, boo, or anything like that. No, it was a real life family, like blood related member. And I had to let them know, like, hey, this is what I was talking about, and that's what I'm not agreeing to anymore. And you're going to feel a shift because of where I want to go and where I am going. I had to remove all of these things, because I can't sit here and say I trust the Heavenly Father and Heavenly Mother, and I got you guys as a plan B. Like I'm just not able to do that. So it was beautiful. However, I had a really big lesson, and it was pretty much told to me as you continue to. It wasn't really a lesson. It was more of a reflection moment. As you continue to make the decisions deeper and deeper and deeper, you're going to have to continue to communicate these things. And so I understood, because the first time I just jumped. It was like one time, one hitter quitter, I'm done. But this time it was like, oh, go deeper, got it. And so what I mean by deeper is deeper dedicate, deeper devote. And that was the beauty in it all. Oh, like, because I even seen like, oh, if I was completely dedicated, I would have said this too. And it was simply about them using Abba's teachings to help themselves move forward. And I heard, oh, this is what this looks like. That is double tongued. Got it. But if I was truly dedicated and devoted and was walking like a true daughter, I would have said right away, you can't use my father's stuff, in a more nice way, in a very genuine way, obviously, and when God would have told me to say it, but I would have said it. Like, I didn't question things like that when I had myself fully dedicated. And it helped me see, oh, okay, just keep going. Just keep going. You're on the perfect path. Keep going. And so that was like my biggest thing to finish up with. And one more thing, being slow to speak, quick to listen. Just talking to a neighbor, and she was looking super beautiful. I'm like the one to always comment, like let them compliment. I apologize, not comment, compliment. If a woman has something beautiful on, I will tell her. If she's beautiful and pulling out her glory, I'll tell her. And so I did that yesterday, and I'm like, I used a worldly saying without knowing what was going on. And it was like, whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. And as I'm walking away. And so she's like, she hasn't been doing anything. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not our standard. That's not our ways. And so she just went into talking. It ended up working out because she was like, I just want to be lifting weights. And I was like, it's right there. So it ended up being clear. And we were playing, just talking about it as moms. But it showed me, be so to speak, quick to listen. And even like with her husband earlier on day one, he works in his garage, and he was hot. And I kept seeing him, and I'm like, hey, you doing okay? And so he's like, yeah, he's just very hot. And I'm like, we have 2 air conditioning units sitting in the garage that we don't use. But the difference is my mom got those, not me. And she wanted to pretty much get rid of them. And I think I talk about this in another video, and it was more about selling them. And so I'm like, okay, well, I need to talk to my mom, but for now he was like, okay, well, is it okay if I try it in my garage and see if it works? Because this person literally stayed right on the side of me. And I'm like, yeah, for sure, go for it. And the guy brought up to me, like, this is outside of your jurisdiction. And I'm like, you're right. I gotta fix this ASAP. So I called my mom and I was like, hey, this is what I done. If you need me to go do this or get it back, I can. If you need to talk to him, go for it. Beautiful part about it is my mom's not like that. she's like, no, you're fine. Let him see if it works. It's not that big of a deal. You know what kind of person I am. And it worked out. But the biggest lesson was I was so excited because I was able to see the law in my life, number one. And number two, it was fun to be corrected. I didn't despise it. And number three, simply understanding that because I'm broke, because I removed this agreement, like I can't do that anymore. Like, you know, that's not the case anymore. And then obviously there's way more, right? That's her choice. I can't take someone's choice away. And so it was just all written all over the laws. And so that's what I'm really grateful for, because I was able to see the laws so clearly in my life. And I was grateful. So anyways, that was, like I said, the beginning of the week, but it paid off so much, and I'm really grateful to continue to go on this journey strong and courageously. And yeah, that's it.